learners, my name is Elizabeth and I'm a tutor on Cambly. Today we're going to be learning and discussing about business English communication essentials. We will start by defining what is business English. Well, in general, business English is a form of English that's commonly used in international commerce, trade, and finance sectors. As a result, business English is typically seen in business meetings, sales presentations, negotiations, business correspondence, business reports, and executive summaries. In the next parts, I'm going to give you some tips relating to business English communication essentials. So we will start with tip number 1, which is record yourself. As you've spent a lot of time preparing for your business meeting, presentation, or negotiation, it's important to know what you sound like when you're speaking. So you need to hear your voice. And when you hear your voice, you can also hear if you've made any grammar or pronunciation mistakes, so you're able to correct them in time before the meeting. You can also fix any technical issues relating to your sound or microphone by listening to your recording well before ahead of the meeting. And lastly, you can book a lesson with a Cambly tutor and give us a part of your presentation so we can give you some feedback to add the finishing touches. Tip number 2, you can record the meeting, but always make sure to ask permission during the meeting if you're able to record it. If you're given the okay, recording the meeting will give you better understanding and clear any doubts. Now, some tips while you're listening to the recording. Take notes of topics that are related to your work or tasks or that you need to complete. Summarize the main points of the meetings. This is extremely important if you're a manager, because if you summarize the main points of the meetings in the follow-up meeting, you can check if your employees did what they had to or what tasks they're behind, and it also helps you lead the next meeting. Also, you have to listen in the recording to any words you don't know or that are new to you, so you can define them in your mother tongue, or you can also ask your Cambly tutor to give you a more detailed definition and some examples. Now, tip number 3, it's important to learn regional accents and phrases. Why is this important? Well, in general, it makes sense. Let's say that you're working with an Indian company. The Indian company will use different phrases. The employees or customer will have different accents than an American or an English company. So, by knowing the differences in these phrases, this helps give you an edge in the business situation, and it can also bring your English proficiency level to higher level. Tip number 4, understand sarcasm, slang, tone of voice, and body language. Well, as you can imagine, this gives you quite a good advantage in a business situation. So when you understand someone's tone of voice and body language, you kind of can get insight into their emotions of what they're thinking about your presentation or the product you're trying to sell. For example, if you're a salesperson, you want to sell your product to a new business, it's important that you read their body language and their tone of voice. This can give you insight into whether they're interested in your product or not. And also, when you understand slang and sarcasm, it helps you understand people who say one thing but mean another thing. By being able to identify this, you can understand in which way to lead the meeting or negotiation so that it is to your advantage. Now, the final tip, it's important to learn how to read financial reports and documents. Well, by being able to read financial statements such as the income statement, statement of financial position, and cash flow statement, it helps give you a good overview of the company's position, whether they're a profitable company, whether they're making losses, and also it helps you compare industry averages. By knowing the industry average, you can also know if this company is doing well or it's not doing so well at the moment. And lastly, this helps you understand how the market works. Now, you may wonder, where do you have access to these reports? Well, private companies usually don't disclose them on the internet, so you would need to ask the company if they're willing to share that information with you. But publicly trading companies have these reports on their websites, and you can find them in the financial section or the section that is labeled financial reports and accounts. So then you can have insight and maybe prepare some questions before your meeting with the client or future business partner. So I hope you enjoyed the business communication essentials lesson. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Cambly, well, Cambly gives you instant access to friendly native speakers like me. You can take English lessons anywhere from your phone or computer. So schedule your next lesson with me in the link below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!